Hello guys, Barabichimon here. And today we're gonna go for the Japanese Grand Prix. Now the Japanese Grand Prix will be tricky as well, more than the Singapore, because every time that I've come here to the Japanese Grand Prix, something bad has happened to me. In season 1 I think that I DNF'd. I had a head-on collision with Fernando Alonso or Ocon, I don't know. It was one of the Alpines. Season 2 I DNF'd on lap 2 because I had an engine failure. On season 3 I finished, but I don't think I scored points. And now in season 4 we need to score a good amount of points because we're now in a championship fight. So we're looking to do everything as best as we can. So because this we managed the activities, and in a bit we're gonna go to the race weekend, and then just looking at some things because it is the last time I just do that because I like it more, just to appreciate Jeff these last rounds. If you didn't know, Martin Brundle is going to replace Jeff on the F122 game, so just appreciating him a bit, give him some respect. And this is our first lap time in Q1, 15th, and now we wait up and see that we are 14th for some reason. We look down, maybe someone has crashed. George Russell has a 5-place grid penalty, and Charles Leclerc has crashed out of in the first qualifying session. So this is a huge thing, huge problem for Charles, because not only will he start outside the top 10, but we would be in the top 10. And now we just wait, see where we end up. We now go to 9th, and we just turn to garage and hope for the best. And we are 9. We go to Q3, we do 2 lap times. Our first one was on mediums and this one was on softs. So that was our qualifying, and we are P6. P6 ain't bad. Right here I think that it is quite good, but the gap from me and Pierre Gasly is 9/10, and he didn't cheat, just took some time. And now let's go to the race.
Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Issa Bay in the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today in the Japanese Grand Prix? A lap of this historic racetrack covers 3.6 miles, and it's the only time during the season that we race on a figure-of-8 racetrack. The drivers can expect some intense G-forces through the 18 corners on offer here as they experience some of the highest average apex speeds on the Formula One calendar. And keep an eye out for overtakes going into the final chicane. And with me as usual is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Paul. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Pierre Gasly lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Paul, Sainz, Perez, Giovinazzi and Nikita Mazepin, Stroll, Russell, Daniel Ricciardo and Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Leclerc, Esteban Ocon and Yuki Tsunoda, Samaya, Giotto, Ireland. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Guan Yu Zhou. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Okay, so no one ahead of us has taken any penalties, but Charles Leclerc is starting in 16th place, maybe 15th. I didn't see if someone has taken a penalty, but the fire lights are out and we are underway for the Japanese Grand Prix. Hamilton gets a good start, the same for Sainz, but we get a bad start and we overtake Hamilton on the inside of turn 2. And Bottas is now our next target, but Hamilton is still there. He's giving us a good fight. He wouldn't have gave us a position just like that. He would have fighted, and he did fight. Our next target right now is Bottas, and I think that we'll maybe get to there, maybe Norris, but I don't think we'll overtake Pierre and the Max Verstappen's Red Bull. So I think we'll be on to third place. Norris has started to build a gap. We now have this slipstream of Bottas, but not quite much. Really could have gotten a better exit of that corner. We got now through 130R. Bottas went there quite poorly, and now we overtook Bottas. He is still there though on the inside. He is still there. Hamilton is coming too, and he's gonna make it 3 wide onto 2 and 1, but he cannot. He's on the very outside. Then we squeeze Bottas, so we are able to take 4th place. But are we going to be able to take 3rd place? We are going to see as our front left tire has started to overheat a bit. I am looking on to that because if you overheat the tires, that means that we are going to lose a huge amount of pace, and we do not want that. And now our both front tires have overheated, especially the front left. Front left, and I don't think we can overtake Norris. It is going to be hard. And not only that, but it's going to be hard to keep Bottas behind, as he is going to have DRS and slipstream. So it is going to be a tough Grand Prix, as we now go to lap number. Pierre Gasly set the fast lap of 122, not 122, 122 I saw, but I don't think it is. Bottas is still behind us. We're now going into the S's, our weakest point, especially to the controllers, the controller players. For wheel, it is alright, but for controller players like me, we have lots of delay with the left to right and right to left again and again. So cars like Max and Beckett's, the S's, Hanoi in the F122, F1 2020 game. Miami, I don't think it will be huge because it's small movements. I'm trying to think of another track, but I can't. If you think of a track, let me know down in the comments. And we did the third lap, we're now going on to the fourth, and we're gonna try to do a quick lap since our temperatures are quite nice, they're not bad, but we're not going to be able to go on the podium, to step on that podium today. Maybe tomorrow on the next Grand Prix. Stick around to see that one. Now we're just hoping that we don't crash, as we almost crashed right there. But it's still behind us, same for North. North is still in front of us. Pierre is still in the race, and then Max Verstappen is just behind him in second place. So we're gonna get a good amount of points. And there is a little cut of the recording. We'll try to do our best. Pierre sets a 127, and Orlando 127.05, I think. And we're just 2 turns off the lap time. So we can't do that if we push a bit. But if I see that we get too much behind, then I'll just won't even try. Now we are on the final lap, bit late, I said it. Take a corner cut warning there, I did. Corner cut there quite much, so I won't say anything. Taking the last time the hairpin. We have a bit of a wobble right there. Bottas will now have the last chance, and as we take the most creative line, and we don't even take a warning, so Bottas won't have a chance to overtake us except if we do a mistake. So yeah, we take warning there, and now we're just going to the end of the Grand Prix. We're taking the checkered flag. We have a small slide. This was the Japanese Grand Prix. Went from 6th to 4th. So a great race. Pierre Gasly, driver of the day.
They've done it then, here at Suzuka. A brilliant win on this beloved figure-of-8 circuit. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
Okay, so this was the Japanese Grand Prix. We've won the last 5 races, I think, or 4. We've won the last 4 races. So, quite a successful time for us. We take 12 points and Charles Leclerc is 16th. He remained there. In standings, where the gap is now 10 points. So if we are going to take first place and Charles Leclerc is second place, and none of us gets the fastest lap, we're going to be, no, we won't be level on points. The closest is going to be if I win both races, he comes both races in second and takes the fastest lap. Then we'll have a 2-point gap, which is basically whoever finishes in front, except if we both DNF. But we'll see what will happen in the next Grand Prix, the Brazilian Grand Prix. Like the video and subscribe, do not miss any videos like that. I hope to see you tomorrow and see you soon. Bye bye.